Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ms. Cooper. You have 15 minutes to answer 5 questions to include a 1-minute introduction and a 30-second close. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Cindy Cooper. Well, Cynthia Cooper, everybody calls me Cindy. I am a retired EPISD employee. I was secretary or principal. I worked for the school district for 25 years. I have a background of educators in my family. My sister is a deceased principal for EPISD. I have a brother-in-law that taught. I have a niece that just got her doctorates and works for EPISD. And I have 2 daughters and 6 grandchildren.
Thank you. Question number 1 pertains to charters. The El Paso ISD Board of Trustees has publicly taken an anti-charter position. What is your position on charters, and what will you do to protect EPISD's community schools?
I'm really, to be honest, I don't know a lot about charter schools. The thing that I did learn was that a lot of the teachers don't need to be certified, which I don't think is a good thing. All our teachers need to be certified, and their curriculum is not like our curriculum. I really do hope our district does not lose anything because of these charter schools, but I really couldn't tell you what the future holds for them, and I really hope it's all a plus for EPISD or any school district.
The next question pertains to District of Innovation. The Texas Education Agency's designation of District of Innovation allows El Paso ISD to establish student-teacher ratios that are larger than the state's recommendations, employ classroom personnel who are not certified, pay teachers less than the state pay scale, and eliminates many oversight allowances, particularly when it pertains to transparency, to include purchasing. If you are elected to serve on the Board of Trustees, will you support the renewal of EPISD's District of Innovation designation? Why or why not?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm all for raises for teachers and everybody for EPISD. I'm not really too knowledgeable about the innovation. I would have to learn more about it. But like I always say, what I don't know, I will learn real quick.
Thank you. The next question pertains to governance. One of the most important responsibilities of a school board trustee is selecting an effective superintendent and evaluating her or his process and progress. If elected to serve on the El Paso ISD Board of Trustees, what is one of the largest student outcome gaps, and which student outcome goal would you recommend the board adopt for the purposes of ensuring improved student outcomes and superintendent monitoring?
I would make sure that our technology is all up to date. I would make sure our superintendent is doing everything correct and right. We do need to make sure he's on track, and any goal he does set, that make sure we follow through and that everything that is done correctly.
Thank you. The next question pertains to teacher evaluations. El Paso ISD's T-test policy completely eliminates student scores from the STAR and end-of-course exams, which are requirements in the state of Texas, as part of the teacher evaluation process. Do you support the continuation of this model? Why or why not?
Our teachers try so hard, and sometimes our students just aren't grasping it. Not all children are the same, so we can't make sure if the teacher tries so hard. And I see it because I was at an elementary school, and you can't, I feel bad because the teachers are accountable, but sometimes the students just don't grasp it, so we need the extra help and the technology to help our students get where we want them to go, or to advance.
Thank you. The next question pertains to transformation zone grants. El Paso ISD's current Board of Trustees submitted a grant application to the Texas Education Agency, which awarded the district $5 million for a transformation zone, which includes 4 high schools, 2 middle schools, and 2 elementary schools. The board also decided not to partner with the charter organization, leaving $5 million on the table. The newly elected trustees may amend the grant application for the additional $5 million and partner with the charter organization. If elected to serve on the El Paso ISD Board of Trustees, would you support a grant amendment for the additional $5 million? Why or why not?
It would help us a lot for technology, for pay raises. I don't know if it could go for pay raises, excuse me, but I think everybody deserves a good pay raise. Not only our teachers, our custodians, our secretaries, paraprofessionals, but I would be all for us getting the money.
That was your last question. You have 30 seconds to close.
Gee, as you can see, I was extremely nervous. I just wanted to let you all know I am up to any challenge and will not hesitate to challenge the superintendent or anybody in a high position, because I think we need to be transparent, we need to get answers, we need to know what's going on with our money, why the extra traveling and everything, but I will ask questions when I need to.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Welcome, Mr. Benjamin Mendoza, also a candidate for District 3. You will have 15 minutes to answer 5 questions, which includes 1 minute for an introduction and 30 seconds for a closing. If you would please introduce yourself.
Okay. Georgina Perez, thank you very much for hosting this evening. And Democratic Chair Liliana Olguini, thank you. And keep those Democrats, running this town, okay? Aside from that, esteemed members of the committee and all precinct chairs and all other guests that are here that are concerned citizens, especially because of this election, you have a very difficult decision to make, because you need to hire someone that you can trust, and that's not easy. But aside from that, my name is Ben Mendoza, and I'm 64 years old. I grew up in District or Position 3. I went out to Vista School right out here, a few blocks away. My dad built my grandmother's house here on Madera Street, and I also went to Cobra, and then I went to Austin High School, where I graduated in the top 10% of my class. Then I went on to the University of Texas at El Paso, where I was awarded a degree, a BS degree in criminal justice. And then I went to work for Time Magazine in New York as the as a circulation director for the College Bureau. And then I went to Los Angeles and I worked for Newsweek, and I was the regional education director. Then I came back to El Paso and opened up 3 franchise stores for Al's Formal Wear. 2 in El Paso, 1 on the east side, 1 on the west side, and 1 in Las Cruces. And then I went to work for the Yucca Council Boy Scouts as a paid executive professional because I was fortunate enough to have been part of the Boy Scout movement as a youth. And presently I am certified by the American Mediation Association as a mediator. Thank you.
Question number 1 pertains to charters. The El Paso ISD Board of Trustees has publicly taken an anti-charter position. What is your position on charters, and what will you do to protect EPISD's community schools?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, because education, unfortunately, is going towards charter schools. Before that, the El Paso Independent School District implemented what they call magnet schools, like the magnet at Bowie and the magnet at Austin High School, and now at Burgess, so they're all magnet schools. As far as charter schools go, that's a really difficult question to answer, because you see, the school district has to compete for tax dollars and federal dollars, and if they don't compete, they're not going to be able to, service the community, because you have all these other charter schools that are coming into this community, and they're growing by leaps and bounds. So I personally would work to keep the traditional type of schooling, even though it's going to be a challenge, make it viable.
Thank you. Question number 2 pertains to District of Innovation. The Texas Education Agency's designation of District of Innovation allows El Paso ISD to establish student-teacher ratios which are larger than the state's recommendations and requirements, employ classroom personnel who are not certified teachers, pay teachers less than the state pay scale, and eliminates many oversight allowances, which eliminates transparency with the use of taxpayer dollars to include purchasing. If you are elected to serve on the El Paso ISD Board of Trustees, will you support the renewal of EPISD's District of Innovation designation? Why or why not?
That's another tough question, but you gotta, I would say that we would have to support it as best as we could, because that's the trend in education.
Thank you. Question number 3 pertains to governance. One of the most important responsibilities of a school board trustee is selecting an effective superintendent and evaluating her or his process and progress. If elected to serve on the El Paso ISD Board of Trustees, what is one of the largest student outcome gaps and which student outcome goal would you recommend the board adopt for the purposes of ensuring improved student outcomes and superintendent monitoring?
Okay, I think the biggest problem we have in our region here is the standardized test. And it's unfortunate that the legislators that we sent to Austin have always pointed at the problem, but they've never given us a solution. And I think I would have to work as far as, the standardized testing, which would be a goal, would have to be that we need to get a waiver because of the literacy rate in El Paso and in this district is very low. And we need to, we can't compete with a standard. So unfortunately, we have to lower a standard, otherwise we're going to get in trouble because the principals and the superintendent, the principals and the teachers start to cheat. And we've seen that time and time again, and it's unfortunate, and it shouldn't occur.
Thank you. For clarification, I want to go back and ask you to please select an outcome goal that you would use for superintendent monitoring.
Well, as a trustee, the superintendent is hired and fired by the board, and the superintendent is there to to take in our advice, as well as to heed what our eyes and ears see out in our certain districts. I think the superintendent needs oversight in how he decides to implement the programs that he implements and the contracts that he wants signed. So there would have to be a diligent oversight of his work, because that's part of, as a trustee, that's part of my fiduciary responsibility to the voters, to the board, and to the students. So I have to be like a policeman. Even though it's like being a volunteer policeman, because as you know, we don't get compensated for this position.
Thank you. The next question pertains to teacher evaluations. El Paso ISD's T-test policy completely eliminates scores being STAR and end of course exam, which are state requirements, as part of their teacher evaluation process. Do you support the continuation of this model? Why or why not?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I performing in the El Paso Independent School District with the standardized testing, we need to, as I mentioned, we need to work with the legislature and with Ms. Bettis to see what we can do to lower the standard. It has to be done because because of the literacy rate in El Paso. I would continue to work on working with that, and so I would say that teachers should not be held accountable for that. I think that they should be allowed to teach like they used to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Your last question pertains to transformation zone grants. El Paso transformation zone grants.
Okay.
El Paso ISD's current Board of Trustees submitted a grant application to the Texas Education Agency, which awarded the district $5 million for the transformation zone, which includes 4 high schools, 2 middle schools, and 2 elementary schools. The board also decided not to participate with a charter organization, leaving $5 million on the table. The newly elected trustees may amend the grant application and apply for the additional $5 million, which includes partnering with the charter organization. If you're elected to serve on the El Paso ISD Board of Trustees, would you support a grant amendment for the additional $5 million? Why or why not?
I really haven't had an opportunity to research that. Only if it's going to benefit, I guess, being territorial, if it benefits my district.
That was your last question, sir. You have 30 seconds to close.
Okay. As I mentioned at the onset, this is a very important election. Unfortunately, there'll probably be a very low turnout. But you have to understand that whoever you elect to this position is putting a fiduciary responsibility to you as a constituent, to the board, and as well as to the students and teachers. And you need to hire a volunteer, because that's what a trustee is a volunteer that you can trust, that is going to be conscientious, because at the end of the week you get a packet that the EPISD police serve you at your house or at an address that you ask them to send it to, and you have to go over all that criteria and proposals and contracts and things like that. So it's a lot of work. So of all the people that are running, you have to decide who's going to be conscientious and who you can trust. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking time to come out this evening. And what else can I say? It's up to you.
Thank you, sir.